the sentencing hearing. And that's when we presented evidence of what the sort of impact was for you guys and for your mom and for all the friends and family. Today is the day where the judge makes the decision about what the actual sentence should be. So, the defense has a side, we had a side, and then the judge is the one who makes the final decision. And then there was also some property that Torian had with him at the time that he died. And so we're making a motion to have that property returned to your mom. So that'll be part of what today is all about. So today should be a much more brief hearing than what we had last time. And I'll have a chance to meet with you guys after. Anybody who wants to talk and has any questions about what today was, or any questions you have, I can talk to you about it, okay?
Can you say your name and spell it?
Sure, Tim Wagstaff. I'm the DA who handled the case, TIM.
Wait, did you all get that? The district attorney, that's what DA stands for.
Sorry, I'm a deputy district attorney.
Okay, who handled the case with Torian. And the spelling of your name is?
Wagstafe.
And if you didn't get that, you can ask him to repeat it. Everybody get it? Or one of you get it, you can share it with your brothers?
You can remember it like this. Wag like a dog's tail, staff like a shepherd's tool, and an E for effect.
Thank you for that help. All right.
I'm gonna go right, I'll be out in a second.
Okay. And then Mama Audrey, how does this make you feel?
Well, I really don't know how to feel. I'm very emotional because I'm learning the way that these things go. I was told that it was the jury people that makes the decision and that the judge simply just reads it. But then I also learned that the judge, based on the how this is like very different, how we're doing it, she took a month to make a decision on what the sentencing is actually going to be. So I don't understand, but
Yeah. And so you were originally told that you would be involved in the sentencing, right? This sort of, all of a sudden the judge can do it. That's new?
well,
Ish or
not really. They did do it, allow me to participate. This was based on my asking,
Oh, okay.
because they were trying to give the young man 60 years to life, and then they were going to give him 80 years to life. And I thought that that was unfair, but he does need to be accountable for what he did. He said, shoot that nigga. He's 19, the 15-year-old shot that nigga, and Torian died. So as a result to that, I showed a video for my impact statement, hoping that I can get some type of emotion out of the gentleman to see if he was remorseful. The whole court was just stuck. And at that point, they said we're going to break for a whole month because you're asking for leniency, and this is rare.
Right.
And we don't know what we should actually give him because you're asking for one thing, the jury has said something else, and now I have to make a decision on who I'm going to go with, you or the jury people.
Okay. Did you all hear that? Mama Audrey is saying that she actually asked for leniency. Do you understand what that means? Does anybody? Go ahead, Liz. Right, mercy, thank you. And so that's unusual, and basically that caused the process to slow down.
Yes, so it's my fault.
Which is not your fault. That's a beautiful thing. We're talking about the loss of your son. So leniency is not usually the way. Do you have any questions for Mama Audrey? Anybody to get clear?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Was the other party involved? Do you know their names by any chance?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they're supposed to write down it's something versus someone. Can you tell them what that is?
I don't understand the question.
In other words, like it's when they say the defendant versus the plaintiff.
Okay, so we have defendant, which is Torian Hughes, right? Plaintiff.
No, the defendant would be the guy who's being charged with, possibly charged with murder.
Okay, so that would be Shaheem Johnson.
Okay.
Shaheem Johnson.
You all got that?
Shaheem Johnson.
S-H-A-H-I-M.
I don't know
versus,
Torian Hughes.
okay. Did any other questions, young people? Yeah.
Or just that, you know, for the young
Teachers.
folks,
Guys, listen, please.
you know, to learn from Mama Audrey and to listen to what she's saying, that she's also saying, yeah, you know, you did this, you should pay for it, you're responsible. But she's also saying what they're deciding, she doesn't agree with it. And, you know, what also I think I heard you before too, is that unfortunately, with Torian's, you know, death and someone else taking their life, not only did we lost Torian, but also the young man who committed that crime, his family is going to lose him. So now there's two communities, there's two families who are being affected, right? And let's be real, it's two communities of color. You know, this is our folks. You know, when we talk about community violence, we inflict on each other. It doesn't only affect that person, but it has an impact also on the perpetrators. And let's all know that we all come from, you know, broken communities. But thank you, Audrey, for saying that too, right? And even some of these judges that don't know or don't live in our communities, they don't know what's really happening, you know, and their lack of opportunities and so on and so. But who has the right to judge and to give a sentence, you know, here in
So real.
this stolen land of indigenous people?
Thank you. I want to add two young people that myself and Tiva were in the last sentencing hearing along with Gayu and Amir. And when the movie ended and Audrey offered for the young man to be part of Department of Violence Prevention, that really was so deep on so many levels. To be able to even go across that divide of violence and loss, it's beyond words. I still pray on that moment. So thank you.
Thank you.
I have a few questions for you, Mama
Yeah.
Audrey, if that's okay. A couple. How long after the loss of Torian did the legal process begin?
It almost started immediately. They were found approximately 2 weeks later, and then maybe the other 1 month later. So the 15-year-old Tyron Tyron Ireland. Yeah, Tyron Ireland. He actually was the shooter, and so they caught him first. And this was like Torian passed away December 20th, the 25th, like so maybe a little bit after, going into the new year.
And another question I know was obviously extremely traumatic losing your son. Has the legal process has it been more stressful, or has it kind of helped in the healing process?
It's been really stressful. It has not helped in my healing process. I was grateful for some of the people that came along. You get shuffled through lots of people. I felt like just a number. I was told that it would be really personal. I found for it not to be. There's resources and stuff that like I'm supposed to be getting, and I haven't gotten those resources. They give you advocates. I've had a few different advocates, you know, and the advocates have different roles to play, different people, so I can't expect favoritism. At some points I felt like months went by and no one checked on me, but at the same time, maybe they did check on me, but it just was like, okay, in a quarterly type of a thing. I don't know what their system is, but I do know that eventually when I got to Tim and Lily Bueno, that's when my stress began to dissolve, because they took it upon themselves to try their best to ease my pain, because they saw the pain that I had trying to learn this legal system and what it means, you know.
Any other questions, folks? Otherwise, okay. We'll be going back after the court case Again, this is Decolonized Academy Hopefulness for Magazine Village, and we here supporting the case.
There is one last thing I would like to say. When I was trying to say that there was other evidence that other parties are involved, not just the two that got connected and caught up, I was not able to give that information because of the way that the system is. If I give some information against a witness that's supposed to be helping my case, then that witness can't be used at all. So my hands were tied because I really feel like there's more to it.
Right.
There's a setup that's been done to my son. People on the streets are saying it. People inside of the businesses are like, this is foul. But because there's a structure and they have to, by law, do things one at a time, I was told that I have to wait to give that information until this is done. Otherwise, it would be compromising.
Wow.
But doing that, we have 2 other lives that could have possibly gotten less sentence. Somebody else could be in jail. The other person is free. So it's still very convoluted.
Gotcha. All right.